that gambling?
Well, you guys definitely got the short end of the stick.
Hey everyone, welcome to Reading the Green. It is Tuesday, December 14th, and we're still in the quiet time on the PGA Tour season, so not a lot of golf DFS, but plenty of other stuff to talk about. I'm your host, Mike, and I have co-hosts Kyle and Jordan here, and we're doing a special thing too here as we wrap up the year. We're going to have maybe the first part of a weird beer night. So throughout the episode, we're kind of emptying our fridges and pulling a few pranks on each other with some goodies that we're finding in the back. So let's see. We're just finishing up. This is Jordan. You offered this one.
Yeah. This Grain Belt Blue. It's a blueberry lager made by Grain Belt. It was
not something we would normally drink.
Yeah.
No, I'm very happy to be
and
done
will
with
not
it.
probably ever drink another one.
Well,
Good, because you gave me one.
Yep.
To bring home.
Yep. There's gonna be one snuck in your bag again tonight too.
All right, so let's before we get into any of the good stuff, we're gonna open another beer here, and Kyle's gonna introduce this one.
Mike, you need to finish that.
All right.
All right, next we have on tap something that was left in my fridge. We have Fulton Grapefruit Lonely Blonde, keeping the fruit theme
I
here.
think I've had that. I think it's pretty good.
Here, where's my glass?
Remains to be seen.
With
Yeah.
That feels like something I drank. You know what? I'm thinking. Maybe I'm thinking of Mango Blonde.
Lift Bridge Mango Blonde.
Yeah, but this feels like one I maybe had like right after a 50-mile bike ride or something.
Not a
Grapefruit.
Tuesday night in a
Grapefruit. There's
Yeah.
a little hint of the blueberry left in the glass.
Oh
need a
boy.
little bit more.
Oh boy. It's I think the blueberry was a lot sweeter.
Yeah, this is better than the blueberry.
This almost feels like I'm drinking water. It's not sweet at all.
We have quite the progression here. So we got
All right.
We actually have some decent stuff on tap as well.
So let's talk get caught up from the weekend a little bit. I know, Kyle, you want to share a little bit about. You had a nice night out with your wife. Had the parents were taking care of your kids. So tell us a little bit about that.
Birthday weekend.
Yeah, birthday weekend.
Happy belated.
Thank you. We went out to dinner, and Mike and I have mentioned Jordan hasn't been partaking, but we've been doing a little DraftKings NHL action. So I had set my lineup earlier in the day to make sure I had everything set and ready to go. And Minnesota Wild, I had one of their defensemen, Jonas Brodin, and they were at a later game that night. 8 o'clock game, I want to say. We're sitting at dinner at a pretty nice restaurant, and 5-10 minutes before the game, I luckily glanced at my phone to see I had a DraftKings notification that Jonas Brodin was out of my lineup, and I had texted Mike, I think that night or even the next day, I audibly go at the dinner table, "Oh no." So the wife was like, "What's going on?" I had to change my defenseman in my lineup. So got Jared Spurgeon in there. We still made it in the money that night, so it was all good.
Was it all good with your wife?
Yeah.
You're right.
No issue.
Yeah, at the dinner table for your birthday dinner. And
Might have got a dirty look for a moment, but she got over it.
I had one of those too last weekend where I was looking, of course, at dinner with a group of friends, and I think she looked over and saw my phone and just saw 8 pictures of guys and numbers, and she's like, "What are you doing? Is that gambling?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yep.
Was that right after she said you couldn't drive to East St. Louis?
that was in the same day. Yeah. Jared, how about you? How was your weekend?
It was good. We didn't do a whole lot. Lots of playing in the snow.
Yeah.
We got 8 inches
At least,
last week.
at least.
It was.
I got 12 at my house.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It was 30, so we played outside all weekend. It was fantastic.
Speaking of weather, we have a severe thunderstorm risk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
A little snow-nado action, that'd be fun.
30 to 65 mile an hour winds.
I'll be staying inside.
Yeah, welcome to the Midwest, right?
So I did spend a little time at the golf simulator today. When I should have been. Then I was scrambling at the end of the day to get some work
It was
done.
during lunch, right?
3 o'clock. It was late lunch. And that got me thinking about how I'm due for some new a new driver and probably a new hybrid or 3-wood or something. And Jordan, you brought up the TaylorMade Stealth pictures that have just been so like I looked at those and I was like, that looks really dumb. But I've also been holding out for whatever TaylorMade came out with in February, so I feel like I have no choice to get a driver that has it's all black with like a red face. Which I can't.
I feel like they're not actually gonna do a red face.
I thought that might have been like the face was removed and that was like the carbon fiber behind it or something.
But I think the whole thing is the whole club
thing?
face is carbon fiber.
Yeah, I don't know. It also kind of looks sweet. I don't really care what it looks like as long as the numbers look good on the TrackMan. I don't really care.
I didn't love the look of it from top down. And the toe looked a little like rounded off almost.
That's all. TaylorMade.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't play at TaylorMade's, then you don't at least you're looking at that.
Titleists are the best looking drivers.
Yeah,
but TaylorMade
worst performing.
Oh.
I'm just
you're a Sim 2
I know,
guy now.
I just switched, but
yeah, that's right. I got to work on the golf ball with you now.
Yeah.
All
We'll see.
right.
I gotta get a new set of irons come this spring, whether I go Titleist or TaylorMade.
No, you're going PXG.
No thanks. unless swag goes really well.
Well, it's going pretty well, I hear. So let's get to that later. What's up?
I forgot to bring my PXG putter for you.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. Well, it's a story. You said you were gonna tell us a story on the pod.
So back this summer. Well, actually, I'll back up a little further. One of my buddies from college got married during COVID, so it was a small ceremony. Never got to do a bachelor party, anything like that. So this summer, the 4 guys I lived with in college actually came up here, and we had a weekend, like a pseudo bachelor party, which involves going to 3-Jack. And one of the guys,
which is an indoor simulator
bar,
upscale bar.
Yeah,
lounge,
yeah. And this was like at noon on a Saturday. That makes this even more egregious. But one of the guys, it had been a long time since he'd been out with a group of dudes, and he was enjoying himself and putting down some drinks. And first, the guy at 3-Jack had us just play the simulator where we just kind of hit off the tees and then hit the approaches, not putting or anything like that. And we had 20 minutes left, and we actually switched it to St. Andrews to do a little putting, or like play out the whole hole where you had to putt all the way in. Well, that guy who had been struggling the whole time made like a 60-foot putt at St. Andrews and got a little excited and snapped the putter over his knee. $336 later.
So the clubs that you're using at this place, the rent, like you didn't bring your own clubs.
No.
They're using a $360, whatever it was. Putter.
$336.
He had to pay for it because he broke it like that. Like,
so he got to keep it. It's now at my house because he left it. So
what? Just put a new $40 shaft in there.
Exactly. That was
Bring it out,
hence my text to you.
Yeah,
Man,
bring it
okay,
out. I'll get it reshafted and I'll compare it to my Costco putter. Don't laugh at the Costco. It treated me pretty well this year.
It's a nice putter.
And if I wouldn't have bought Costco, I wouldn't have gotten into swag, because I didn't want to be out on the golf course with an ugly ass Costco putter cover.
And look at you.
Look at that progression.
On the verge of early retirement here. It's incredible. Okay, so we're kind of all over the place, but we got to talk about the DraftKings touchdown hunter. So, Kyle, you sent. I didn't see this. I didn't see the email. You sent me the email. Tell Jordan what the email said.
Yeah, I didn't get the email because I got it the week before.
You did.
Yeah, so Jordan actually got it yesterday in our text group at 3:36 that apparently Jordan didn't read. I screenshotted. We got an email from DraftKings that they're awarding us the touchdown hunter because no skill position players from the Giants scored a touchdown in the 3 weeks. So we are getting our 5,000 crowns.
Did they say the percentage of people that got it?
No, but
because it's got to be like 2%.
My immediate reaction is, though, it did say that specifically, no skill position. What is Chris Mayer or whatever?
Yeah, the third tight end.
I don't think they're saying
tight ends are players too.
Yeah, I don't think they're saying that if Kyle Rudolph scored a touchdown. So
Awesome.
They credited. Yep, our accounts got credited immediately. Now I'm a little frustrated that I couldn't delay claiming that until next year to go towards next year's goals. But anyways, kind of rubbed it in your face that that we got our crowns.
We got it anyway. Yeah.
Oh man. Wait, how are you guys doing? That grapefruit went down real fast.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
with
that's right.
water.
All right.
May have well been Miller Lite with a little grapefruit just squeezed in.
Other end of the spectrum here.
Is this dark?
We got Founders KBS.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
nice. Thank you.
The 2018 release. So
thanks.
we gotta mix in a little bit of our aged stouts that we've been partaking in the last few weeks.
This one, you can actually buy this pretty easily now. It used to be one of the ones you had to go like really seek out, but now I feel like you can get KBS or CBS kind of anywhere.
I mean, I see the KBS up here. Do you see the CBS as much?
I have in some stores, but I don't really go after it all that much. But anyways, let's see. 2018. Any particular notes about this on the bottle? I don't know if does their recipe change year to year?
I don't think so. Not for the normal ones. Just a little bit of a change
Yeah,
up
boy.
there after the last.
That's the other end of the spectrum. But I don't think this
Smells
one.
great.
Yeah, this isn't barrel aged though, is it? I don't think they. It doesn't taste like it, but. Okay, other things to cover off here in sports, and then we'll take a quick break. So, we got a lot of hockey on right now. Kind of scanning the league. Kind of a bunch of games postponed, and that got me thinking about just what's on the horizon with Omicron and coronavirus and all that in sports. Like, kind of crazy in the NFL and the NHL. How many? Because NHL was like close to 100% vaccinated.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're canceling games, and I think that's just like sports season's gonna kind of suck if this is the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you had brought this up, but at least they do have a 3-week break built in for the Olympics, and it sounds very unlikely now. I would say the NHL is going to be part of the Olympics, so hey, they have a spot to reschedule a bunch of games.
No, it just affects my nightly viewing. That's the bigger problem.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. What night was that? Monday night when there was no NHL game because the only one got canceled?
That was last night.
Yeah.
So.
You guys watch other teams in the wild if they're the only ones on?
Well, now
Gambling
Just for
helps.
gambling.
the other
Okay.
night I stayed up
Okay.
until like 11:45 watching a shootout between Vancouver and Winnipeg because it mattered, and Kyle and I were both like on the edge, and the result put us both in the money.
Canadian shootouts matter.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This is the problem. Look at how far I've come as a
Wow.
gambler in the
Yeah.
last couple of years.
To
Yeah.
tentatively getting into the golf with us
Yeah.
last fall.
To just
To now being the degenerate that came up with our API index to help other people
Hey.
gamble better. Love it.
I love the progression.
I
Yeah.
tell my wife I'm just trying to make a better life for my kids.
Yep.
Anyways, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit of swag and a few other things golf related. All right, hey, welcome back. We got more beer to get to, more weird beer to get to, and then a few things golf and fantasy related. Okay, so here's the deal. My turn to pick from the weird beer collection.
And weird is a nice word for bad.
Weird is a nice word for something that we wouldn't normally buy.
That was
Oh,
in
God.
our.
This is
The
this
can
is
looks
from
bad.
Urban South Brewing.
Never heard of it.
Nope, it's in Houston, Texas. So here's the deal. For Father's Day, 6 months ago, my wife got me a beer subscription. And I was a little hesitant, even though it was a gift, because like it's pretty expensive per can, but they roll in like the shipping costs and all that. And
By the way, some people might have advised on this purchase.
that's right. I forgot about that. You did advise. You know what? And I was pretty excited about it. And I chose. You could choose from like different styles included in the subscription, and I chose just the mixed pack because I was like, I like everything, and I didn't want to just do hazies because I just felt like I'd get 6 or 12 beers of stuff that was like pretty similar, and Now, granted, I was.
Bold strategy.
Yeah.
It was both because in retrospect, I would have much rather got that. I've certainly accumulated a lot of weird beers in the fridge. I actually told her after this month's shipment to stop it because I'm just like, okay, it's kind of run its course. It's been really great, but
You've got 5 more months until you're giving up already?
it's like $60 for 6 cans. Like, and so when they send you
Okay, that's
the double spilled fruited sour with nerds and raspberry.
No lactose.
nerds.
That you're paying $10 for this. So
okay,
just
that's $10.
My stomach hurts thinking about
yep.
that.
So here we go. We're gonna drink the nerd. So I'm just imagining the brewing process here
Oh.
and just pouring boxes and boxes of nerds and
Can we have
So, what-
Can we have a
let's-
grain belt blue back, please?
what color do you think this is gonna be?
Oh, pink.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
There
pink.
it is.
Oh,
Maybe it changes color
Wow.
through the can.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't want you guys to miss out on any.
I will make up for it with the next one, I promise.
Wow.
Hey, whoa! I gotta
Sorry.
drive.
Actually,
You're
this
right.
looks like tomato juice.
Yeah,
That's
it's
actually.
it's
Okay.
thick.
You have to drive. Look at how much I poured for mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you shake the can up? Compare yours to mine.
It's like thick and it smells
Yours
like a
is
fruit.
yours is
Yeah,
way
it probably
darker
needed
than
to be.
mine.
It probably needed to be rolled a little bit. It'll be fine. You'll be fine.
It
I was gonna
smells
say-
like a smoothie.
I thought, Kyle, yours looked darker than mine, and then look at Mike's is.
It's heavy.
Mine's gonna be pretty light and good. Oh, that is.
It's tart.
It's a nerd sour.
It's tart smelling it. It's like, oh,
Yeah, I don't know. Next time I'm in Houston, I'm.
So I travel to Houston for work a lot, at least
So you're
pre-COVID.
gonna bring
oh.
mule some back.
You know,
for
I'm
us?
not gonna lie. You guys definitely got the short end of the stick.
It's pretty good if it doesn't have
It's
as much
not
sediment.
bad without all the sediment. I mean, it's
I should
still.
have rolled the can a little bit.
I'm not gonna eat it or drink it again, but
Where I was going with the Houston thing is no offense to anyone listening in Houston, but I'm not a fan of the craft beer down there. You can find some good beers, right? But I don't feel like the scene is. I'm not as excited to travel there as I
Sure.
am Portland or San Diego or Minneapolis or Chicago or like there's a lot better beer towns in my opinion.
I definitely am getting the nerds aftertaste, so that's exciting.
you are. It's that.
It's bringing back a little bit from my childhood.
What's
All right.
the sugar content?
It's a good question. Let's move on. Let's move on with some of the some swag talk here. So it's been 7 more days of Swagmas, Jordan,
Yeah,
and
day 9 today,
which I assume means
I think.
your bank account is 7 days richer here. Anything? So what's been good? I know that you skipped a few days because they had some. I mean,
They got into pickleball.
right? They had some, which it doesn't. I
Which-
guess shouldn't surprise me because that's the new country club thing, but.
Yeah, it's just an interesting that they sold it with a paddle. They could have just done a pickleball cover, or like paddle cover, for like $50, $75,
but you had to buy the-
$100, but it was with a paddle, so it was $255.
Oh, I didn't realize pickleball paddles were.
They're like premium paddle. It's $160, $170.
Is that similar to like the alignment stick cover in like a premium alignment stick?
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
it's quite the same because you can go to Home Depot and buy an alignment stick for $2.99.
Okay.
Did
But
it
then
sell out right away? The paddle bar?
Yeah, it was 3-4 minutes.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
not.
And they
not-
probably only made maybe 100 of them.
Yeah.
It's not like this was 500.
The other, I actually so, I was racking my mind for the name of a like street style skateboarder from the early 2000s that I just couldn't remember his name. This was like when my brother-in-law was here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, this is a real story. I thought you were gonna.
No,
make
this is a
fun
real story. I'm not making fun of it.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, Eric Costin comes up on the new swag. I was like, that was him. I couldn't remember. So that was pretty cool that they did that and they did the skateboard
Yeah,
decks.
new swag brand ambassador.
So are they? I mean, he must be a golfer.
Yeah,
of
he's a
sorts.
huge golfer.
Okay.
That's his thing.
But they're not like really getting into like
They're-
skateboard gear.
They're gonna keep doing it.
Oh,
Not
really?
like shoes and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but they did
Some decks.
they did 4 decks. Probably do more decks in the future. I don't know what else you need could do for skateboarding.
That's what a skateboard's called, a deck.
Yeah.
Okay,
That- so
okay,
the-
hold on. I was just gonna ask a question for both of you. Tell me the extent of your history with skateboarding.
I mean-
Because I now can guess Kyle's.
Yeah.
Mine is exclusively Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I never did actually put my feet on a skateboard, but Jordan, you seem like you might have dabbled.
I didn't dabble. My brother had one that I used a little bit, but one of like not the two-way ones. You know, skateboards used to be like almost shaped like an arrowhead.
This is not a skateboarding podcast. We
Yeah.
have no idea what we're talking about.
And I had some friends that were big into it.
Okay.
So we'd all go to the skate park, and three of us would hang out, and two of them would pretend to go down
Okay.
the slight slants. But I know that it's a deck, a truck, and the wheels.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
The
all right.
deck is the wood part you stand on, and there's like
The
you know,
truck is
grip
like what,
on top and designs and all that. The truck is the metal part that connects to it, and then you got the wheels that connect to the truck.
Alright. For about 2 days in college, we skateboarded because of the show Robin Big on MTV back in the day.
Robin Big.
Yeah, so it lasted
Big
about
is
2 days,
dead.
and then one night after a couple of beers, someone fell, and then that ended that.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Yeah, terrible ideas.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
so they've done pickleball. They've never done anything but golf. And now they've done pickleball
And
followed by skateboarding.
Okay.
Which the pickleball skateboard market crosses over zero.
Probably.
Pickleball golf is probably like 80%.
Yeah.
Golf skateboarding 5%, 10%.
I didn't realize that pickleball was that big.
Well,
of
so
country
they've been
club.
building them.
Yeah.
I assume they've been building them at the country clubs because you can heat them. It's a winter. I don't really know who does it though. I never played it. I'm sure I think it's fun. I like playing tennis, but like,
My dad's big into it.
Why do they
I've got
do it, though?
Fancy pickleballs for him for Christmas.
why do people play it though? Just because it's like, is it pretty social and it's
No,
not
it's-
hard, or is there like a lot of skill involved and people like want to be good pickleball players?
People want to be good pickleball. It's tennis for older people.
Sorry, I am confusing two things:
We played in high school.
pickleball and
Ping pong?
platform tennis. Or like, is it the same?
Close. They're very similar. Platform tennis is
That's the one.
slightly different, but
Okay.
it's the same size of
Okay, all right.
area. Platform. So if you want to go from most active to least active, it's tennis, paddle tennis, pickleball.
Okay.
But pickleball, like I played with my dad, I was still sweating.
Yeah.
Right,
we
I
played
still
that in high
run
school
around
gym
and still-
class, yeah.
Yeah, we
I'm
played
not gonna lie, it's fun. Like I could see myself getting into pickleball
All right.
at some point, but I would much rather play tennis right now because I enjoy the like running all over the place, not
Yeah.
just running.
You're also married to someone that's pretty good at tennis, and
This
so
is true.
it's something you guys can
Yes.
do and get your ass kicked in.
Oh yeah. She came into my office today while I was working, and goes, "You're not gonna believe it. The bougie tennis players at the country club asked me to join their league. 2 of them texted me today." So this is country club tennis life.
Yep.
And women just being women all the time. I hope I didn't offend the 0 women listeners we have right now.
Hey, don't sell ourselves short.
Oh yeah,
all
our
right.
wives listening don't count.
What else? I mean, okay, so there's a few more days left of. I saw they're doing a bag or something tomorrow.
Yep. But today was the
You got your big drop. That
today was
yeah.
the creme de la creme
Was
of
it?
the drops.
And I got hung up with my boss on a call, and I just
Yes.
checked out.
Yep. No, I blocked my calendar for 11:55 to 12:10 for the 12 days straight, so that no one could book over them. But yeah, so they did a driver fairway wood set
Mhm.
today, like blacked out, very cool king queen set, and then they had a surprise release after. It's been 2 years since they released. They called it their pocket pairs.
Mm-hmm.
So it was right. They've got a design of a king and then a king card, so it's a king pocket pair. They did king queen jack driver fairway hybrid as their like surprise release. Was able to snag both of them.
Nice.
I've got my proprietary method of doing it. That's not robots and bots and stuff. I've got it down.
Fast
You-
clicker.
Do you think that they struggle with that at all? I mean, I know they ask
Oh yeah, big time.
they do.
Yep.
I don't know what
They always
do.
they cancel a bunch of orders.
Okay.
They've got a bunch. They look at like IP addresses and all these other things of how quickly things
Sure.
are happening and whatnot. And that's why, they ask a question.
Yeah.
Right, and can be related to the thing. It cannot be like whatever it is they want, and they check them and make sure that it's at least close.
Yeah.
Right, if you spell it wrong, they're still going to give it to you, but if you put down
Gibberish.
they'll cancel your order and send it back to you. But yeah, flipped one of them today already. Made some nice pocket change for the day. Kept the nicer one. The value's only going to go up.
Well, because you won't have to put a Costco head cover on your driver now.
We talked about it earlier. I've had TaylorMade. I don't need
That's
that.
right,
I don't
that's
need
right.
that anymore.
Are you gonna keep any
No.
of these?
Nope.
Yeah.
I can't justify these new
Yeah.
ones are going to be $800 a head cover.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like that's what one of them set, gamed, raffled, razzed for $2,400 today.
Sure.
I can't justify having something like that that's worth more than all the clubs in my bag at this point.
Yeah.
All my clubs are old,
There's
other
always
than
that
my
risk
driver.
of being lost.
Yeah, like I will gladly sell that and buy a cheap one. They did some Christmas vacation ones.
Yeah.
Uncle Eddie shitter was full of him with the RV in the background emptying out the poop out of it. I got a fairway wood the other day. That one, $125. It's worth maybe $200.
I mean, how many of those do they make? Do you have any idea?
Probably 300.
So that's just.
And they did drivers and fairways separately.
Sure.
So there's 600 of them. Like you're not gonna want both. You're gonna want a whole golf bag full of shit.
That I guess that maybe at some point you just like it depends on like what course and event you're showing up to, and you're just swapping your head covers out because that's like a once a season type deal.
And that's like my collection keeps growing up there because I keep like getting multiple things.
And
I'm like,
well,
that paid for this one and extra cash, so I'll keep it. Rachel's starting to look at me a little cross-eyed every once in a while.
Yeah,
but,
just show her the the bank account.
She walked by at 12:01 today. Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yeah, she's
thumbs
bought
up.
in.
She's all in.
She's bought in.
Yep.
All right. I know that we want to talk about the Sirius XM Golf $15 challenge, but we need to take one more break, wash out the glasses of this nerdiness, go for a real beer, and then we'll come back and finish up here. All right, last beer of the night. I'm bringing back a throwback from a couple of podcasts ago. I talked about Maine Brewing Company. Jordan wasn't here. And I had another one from Maine Brewing Company, but we talked about Lunch being their flagship IPA, which I have found now in our market.
This didn't come in the beer box?
This didn't come in the beer box. I got this at my favorite liquor store, and they said this is the third shipment of Maine Beer Company beer that they've got, and Lunch has always been out of stock. So I was really excited to get this 500 milliliter bottle, and I think that'll be a nice way to finish the night.
Favorite liquor store, Glen Lake Wine and Spirits, or have you moved on to
I've moved on.
South Lake or South Lindale or France 44?
France 44.
You can buy Mixley at France 44 now.
And if I was a cocktail drinker, I would buy more of it.
I'm not a cocktail drinker, and I think it's delicious.
What's Mixley?
It is a mixed drink cocktail mix that a neighbor has started.
Oh.
And they do like, I think they had a strawberry rhubarb. Right now they have one, it's kind of a bit of a mouthful. Pear, honey, vanilla, lime. And it's delicious.
And you're just pouring ice and
So you go 2-to-1 ratio of that to booze. You can make a pitcher, get 2 people really drunk, or
but it doesn't. The spirits aren't in.
no. And you can put in.
So you
I've done some that we've done mezcal, and then we've done vodka another time, and we've done bourbon. But you pour it; it's all in the same mixer.
Yeah.
Not at the same time. But it's.
Well, enjoy. This is a hard to get beer around here, and
Thanks, Mike.
Smells delicious.
Yeah.
this is Let's see. Let's just recap
There's-
really quick. We've been
Blueberry,
lager,
grapefruit.
the grapefruit blonde, the KBS, that was a nice treat, the Nerd Sour, and now the Maine Brewing Company lunch.
Yeah.
So
Is there a little bit of gummy bear at the end of this one?
I think that's just the residue on your glass from the last one. I should have brought over a stack of sample cups, but okay.
It smells like bubble gum.
Last topic for the night. So we were gonna run. So there was a bunch of press and Twitter, etc., with this hypothetical $15 fantasy golf contest. So you're picking from 25 players. They're all given $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 values, and we each need to put together a lineup that we would go into the 2022 season with.
And go check our Twitter page to see this if you didn't see it.
Yeah,
from,
we'll tweet out
anyone else.
Yes. So I'll kind of start. In the $5, I'm going Colin Morikawa.
Really?
Yep, $4, Scotty Scheffler, and I know we don't have to go 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, but that's how it worked out for me.
That'd be really weird if you went 4, 5, 3, 2, 1.
$3, Sunjay, and I think the steal of this is $2, Will Zalatoris, and then I'm finishing with $1 at Bezuidenhout. So that is Morikawa, Scheffler, Sunjay, Zalatoris, and Bezuidenhout for me.
Why no Tiger Woods?
I'll leave that to you guys.
I hear he's going to get the Casey Martin exception.
He's gonna play about 5 events this year.
I know this is mostly hypothetical. How do I win?
We're gonna come up with a scoring, so we'll keep track of this. Put it out there on Twitter
They'll
as
all
well.
be in our DFS thing every
I would
week.
think total earnings would be a fair way to do it.
I think this is a DFS podcast. I think we do DFS points every week
Yeah.
All right.
and add them up.
So that's part of it. You got to pick guys that play a
The
decent
volume.
amount.
Obviously, that's why Im is a good pick. I will go next. I will take.
And you can double up. Doubling up is.
Hold on. I take that back. I don't think you can do points because I could play in one tournament. Like the money spread is way bigger than the point spread in the tournament. Right?
Yeah, obviously, like the better you play in the Players Championship earns you more money against a stronger field. You still would earn the same number of fantasy points in that tournament. In fact, playing on an easier course in a weaker field, you're going to score more fantasy points.
Yeah, and because he already picked Im, we're gonna do the rules.
Im is
where it's
still a
dollars.
good take.
It is fantasy points clearly, because otherwise the biggest purse event, like.
That's true. If you win the FedEx Cup at the end of the year, you're
So
gonna
that's
win
the only
this.
way Kepka is going to be chosen is if it's by winnings.
Okay, DFS points. We'll keep track of it week to week.
All right. I'm trying to do some quick math in my head here to add up the numbers together. That's where I'm struggling. But here we go. I'll go next. I'm not going to go from each row. I'm going to take Cantlay number 1. The guy has not played at all this fall, but stone cold killer. Not a guy that I'm going to take all that often in real DFS, but he's a guy that I think probably is going to end up playing really good again this year. So I'm going to take Cantlay. I'm going to skip the $4 range, and then I'm going to take 2 guys from $3. I'm going to take Kokrak and Im. I love the Im play just because they're probably going to play 50 weeks this year. And then I'm going to check my math here, 2 guys from the $2 range. I think that makes $15. And I'm going to take Joaquin Niemann and Max Homa.
I knew you were going Neiman. I knew that was going to be a pick of yours.
Can I ask a question? Who is Hughes?
Matt Hughes.
Mackenzie Hughes.
So my question was valid because 2 of us didn't know who it was.
I was joking on Matt Hughes.
He's a Canadian.
Yeah.
One of the, stud Canadian golfers that we have these days, like Corey Connors and Mackenzie Hughes.
Literally never picked him in DFS all of last year.
Well, you've missed out on some events.
Certainly had him.
He's been
times.
good.
I will admit, though, I don't always know all players' first names. On DFS, you just see their first initial, last name often. So, at some point, you're gonna hear me butcher first names. That's gonna happen.
Or Bezadenhout last names too.
Oh, yeah. To be fair,
All right.
I just said it how Jordan did pre-pod. So.
And I said it Bezadenhout. Is that right? This time?
Let's go with your picks.
Okay. All right, my turn. I like this picture of Patrick Cantlay, but the fact that you call him a stone cold killer, and looking at this, like, I mean,
He
yeah,
might be a serial
he
killer.
looks pale and awkward, so he might be a serial killer. But I'm going Rom. I think Morikawa's going to have a sophomore slump. I don't think he won him for the whole season. He might win some tournaments, but I think he's
You know
gonna.
what happened? He got engaged.
Yeah.
I forgot about
What
that.
happened to all of us when we got engaged?
Yeah.
We got way worse at golf. And then he's gonna have a kid, and he's gonna get even worse. Like that would have happened with DJ, but he had Wayne to help him out.
Good take.
Bad joke. Okay, so I'm going Rom. I am going Rom. I am going Scheffler. And with Scheffler, I'm going to go Burns. So I'm doing
Ooh.
2. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Do the math.
Yeah, that gets me to
13.
13. Oh, then I have to take 2 1s. Ooh, maybe I don't want to do that. That changed. Because the $1 lineup. All right, we're going to go Rom. And just to be different, I'm going to go Burns. Because Koepka, Spieth, and Matsuyama I have zero desire to have any of them.
Spieth wins 2 golf tournaments this year.
And misses the cut in how many?
Doesn't matter. I think if he'll get 2 wins this year.
This is a consistency play that we're going
Okay.
for here. Which means I should take Scheffler, but I'm taking Burns just to be different. I don't like anyone in the $3 range. So I'm going to go 3 $2 plays in Neiman, Zalatoris, and Mackenzie Hughes. I heard he was good.
Yeah. Wow. I like that.
I'm glad you got the math to work out there. It took you a little bit. But
It did. I thought I could still get one $2 if I took Scheffler and Burns, but I could not.
That elementary math.
South Dakota math.
I had-
South Dakota math.
I had a beer in one hand and a phone in the other, so I couldn't use my fingers to count.
All right. Has anything else before we wrap for this week?
I mean, on TV right now is the 2008 Instant Classic between Minnesota and the Indiana Hoosiers.
Okay. So
Just saw Tubby Smith. Great coach. He's now at like a D3 school. That's how good he was.
you can find that one on YouTube, I'm sure, as you can find Reading the Green on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. You can find us on Twitter as well. Certainly reach out with any feedback or questions. We would love to chat, and we will talk to everybody again next week. See ya.